My name is Kelly, and I work with Montana Women Vote, which is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization whose main mission is to engage with community members through voter registration, voter guide information, as well as proposing, supporting, and advocating for policy change that affects low-income women and their allies. The case study I'll be presenting is Macro Practices Examining Social Policy. The policy proposes a state version of the Earned Income Tax Credit, or EITC. This is a policy that will be represented and supported by a coalition in which Montana Women Vote will be a part of, and it will be proposed to state legislator or governor. If either representative takes on this proposal, they'll write the policy and present it to the state government under the state budget proposal. With this proposed idea, this policy will give low-income working families more stability by providing more money on the return when they file their taxes. In the state of Montana, we are among the top states to have the lowest threshold of taxing all earned income. This means the state taxes citizens who are already in poverty. We begin taxing a single person at around $4,360, a single parent with 2 children at $11,100, and married partners with 2 children are taxed at a rate starting at $13,480. With over 25,000 Montana families who are working but still living in poverty, this policy could be detrimental to the working class citizens of Montana. Before initiation of this policy, the following factors must be considered. How will this affect Montana's taxing system? Will this policy affect the high cost of living that affects all taxpayers? And do Montana's taxpayers want such a policy created? With over 80,000 citizens in Montana receiving the federal Earned Income Tax Credit, if the state version were proposed, this would affect close to the entire population of our state. So phase 1 of the plan change process is engagement, and we use 2 different perspectives for this. First being the ecosystem's perspective. This perspective allows us to gain recognition of the systematic problems that need treatment, poverty among citizens in Montana, and how the Earned Income Tax Credit policy will affect individuals, families, groups, and the larger community. This is best understood through engaging with clients across the state and understanding how poverty looks through their lens, which, using the following techniques of reflecting and summarizing will help us with this. The second is the diversity perspective. This perspective allowed us to thoroughly engage with individuals who live in poverty due to their race, religion, gender, and/or disability. By using interpretation and engagement, we can help clients understand the dynamic and unique aspects that their diverse background can bring to advocating for policy change. Also, engaging with these clients, we can educate them on how diversity can contribute to their social and socioeconomic functioning. The following skills used was reflecting, summarizing, and interpretation. Phase 2 of the plan change process is assessment. We use 3 different theories for this, the first being conflict theory. With this theory, we can assess the limitations that our society perpetuates through continued oppression and injustice. When this policy is proposed, it will be written under the budget policy. This is a major limitation due to the compounding factors that already contribute to money shortages within our state. The proposal of this policy will be protested, creating a conflict with the budget decision. And this ultimately could create a stalemate and affect many agencies that rely on the budget decision. This perpetuates the idea that our society does not put value into our citizens who struggle the most. The second theory is political economy theory. Using this theory, we are able to assess how a state version of the EITC could impact those who would receive the stipend. The information can be collected through the tool of story collection and surveys. And these methods align with previous data collection methods used that worked well for Montana Women Vote. Law is written and represented by tax thresholds that bind low-income citizens to pay taxes at a low wage through policy proposal and law creation at the government level. These actions are shown to directly impact low-income citizens. The third theory is the feminist theory, which this theory directly aligns with the mission of Montana Women Vote. In reviewing the wage gap and disparity of single parents, most commonly seen among women, We are able to assess how these families are failing to thrive in our state, and it's shown that there is a profound lack of support and representation for low-income women issues. Phase 3 of the plan change process is intervention, in which we use 3 different models for this. The first model we use is the policy practice model. With this model, we can gather general familiarity of what citizens know about EITC, and also how it will influence other policies within the state. We can present this information on how EITC will affect citizens and empower the communities through education and knowledge. The second model we use is the social justice model. This model shows that there is a continuing social problem of accessibility to information. Understanding this would provide us an opportunity to approach citizens and allow them to ask questions, gain knowledge, and inform them on how to deepen their engagement within the social and political fields. The third being the social change model. Through this model and through our interactions with community members, we can bring citizens in to lobby for the policy that directly supports or affects them, and they can speak directly with their representatives. Goal 1 of the treatment plan is host educational seminars. Objective A, host 6 educational seminars annually at the public library, and this will ensure accessibility, as well as we'll have this at a time that will not conflict with most work schedules. Objective B is promote the educational seminars through community connections and service providers by flyer, and in which we'll have bus schedules on the back of the flyers to address transportation issues. We'll also ensure that the library board posts time and dates for the event to include a number to call for questions, and this will all be on the activity board in the library. Objective C is provide informational packets with common questions and answers on policies that affect all citizens. Objective D is compile a resource list of services available, and with this there will be service providers and organizations that work with low-income women and their allies, and also the services that they can help provide. Objective E is network with local food vendors and acquire food vouchers to provide a meal during every seminar. Goal 2 of the treatment plan is gather citizens to give testimonies. Objective A is utilize community connections to deepen the community engagement as a whole, hold informational and story collection table sessions once a week at every organization that serves low-income citizens. Objective B is hold 2 writing workshops available to citizens to help them articulate and express their needs and the needs of all low-income Montana citizens. Objective C is hold weekly conference calls to engage with the agencies within the coalition to connect on the best practices used in areas where assistance and volunteers are needed. Phase 4 of the plan change process is evaluation. First is determination process. Determination is dictated by the drafting and passing of the state earned income tax credit policy. Determination time and date will be dictated by all organizations within the coalition. Evaluation tools used. First, draft proposed legislation. The policy will be drafted into the budget policy and presented by the governor. The audience will be defined, and this will reflect the proposal's appeal. 2. Mobilize coalition. The use of the coalition's power will be widespread and supported by organizations across the state of Montana. The coalition will be measured by its capacity, goals, and advocating strategies. All participating members will discuss the health of the coalition weekly. And the third, utilize lobbyists. Professional lobbyists and citizens will be mobilized by the coalition to advocate for the EITC proposal during the legislative session. Their efforts will be measured by creating tasks and goals through evaluation of those who contain certain power and influence, with this emphasis of focus to be directed at the influencing individuals. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.